saying, I want you to sit in some way that your shoulders are over your hips so you can breathe fully. And like if your ankle or your knee hurts, straighten out your legs, sit on a chair, do whatever feels most comfortable. And then we're going to start with some breathing. And so at first, I just want you to, you can have your eyes open or closed. I like to close my eyes. You might place your hands on your body, one on your chest, one below your belly. And just start to breathe in, nose, chest, belly, and breathe out, belly, chest, nose. And if you have some other way that you like to go inside, I welcome you to do that as well. So just some long, smooth breaths, noticing how your body's feeling today. And then after you check in, how are you feeling, mind, body, spirit? How do you want to feel when we're done with practice today? And then setting your intention. Now, with our breathing, what I want you to do as you're in this comfortable seat, you're going to move at your own pace, and you're going to just inhale your arms forward and exhale them down. And you're going to come up as high as it feels comfortable to you. But I want you to think about as you're breathing, you're filling up your body. Inhale is up, exhale is down. My arms are not going to go up in line with my ears, and so you're going to do what's appropriate for you today. This is one of those times where you're going to do what, well, all the time you're going to do what feels right in your body. But if your arms want to come all the way up, then go ahead and go there. Now, after you feel like you've come to that place where you're able to fill up your chest and you're moving, we're going to move the arms out to the sides. And again, that same sort of motion, inhaling up, exhaling down. And the idea is like you're floating up as you inhale and settling down as you exhale. Long, smooth breaths. And again, whenever you feel complete with this, you're going to rest your arms on the floor, on your legs, and we're going to make some little circles with our body. So a number of you talked about your back, your hips, your shoulders, right? You're noticing how it feels as you're moving, and you're still breathing. And eventually we'll come to a place where we stop and then go in the other direction. And we're getting all this information about what's happening in our body. And again, eventually you'll come to a place where you pause, and we're going to take the left hand down to the ground and start to reach the right arm up. Your butt's going to stay on the ground, right? And you're coming over to the side, and you're going, again, as far as it feels good. And then once you get to that place, we're going to turn the palm up and press. So you're engaging your muscles in a different way as you press up towards the ceiling. And you're still breathing long, smooth breaths. And then we're going to put the palm down, inhale all the way up, and then same thing on the other side. And again, you're exploring, you're coming over to the side, your butt's staying on the ground, you're reaching up in whatever way is appropriate for you. And again, once you get to that place, you're going to turn your palm up and press, like you're trying to lift the ceiling away. And you're feeling your muscles and how it feels to breathe fully as you're in this position. And again, eventually we're going to turn the palm down and come all the way up. And we're going to take our legs out and have your knees bent with your feet on the ground. And then we're going to bring the hands in front. And what I want you to do, so not with your head, but with your chest and your heart, kind of start to walk forward. And a couple of you said you had sore backs, so you're going to go to a place, if you start to feel sensation, you're going to back off a little bit, okay? Because we don't want to be holding the position with pain in our body, right? So you're walking forward, and then eventually you're going to slide up. We're going to straighten out the legs, and you could have your hands on the floor on your legs. You're going to inhale, body up, exhale, come forward. And you're just noticing as you're moving, inhale is up, exhale, you come forward. If it feels better to bend those knees a little bit, go ahead and do that. And one more. And then come on up. And we're going to find your tennis balls. And you're going to bend those knees, and you're going to, so your butt stays on the floor. Do you need some tennis balls?
You're like,
what are they doing? You're going to press the tennis balls in front of your sits bones, right? So your butt's on the floor, and then you're going to gently move front to back with your hips, right? So this is getting the connectors from your hamstrings into your pelvis and vice versa, and you're just trying to feel them and loosen them up a little bit, and you might take your knees side to side. I'm hoping that all of you have done some sort of movement since the last time I saw you before the holidays. But I don't know if that's true. And you could keep doing this. We're going to take those tennis balls and we're going to move them. So again, your butt stays on the ground. You're going to lift a little bit, put the tennis ball in there, and then lift to the other side. And taking your knees side to side. And then as you're doing this, you may want to come down onto one side and let that tennis ball go into your glute. You're going to decide what's appropriate for you today. So you might keep doing both sides, side to side. You might choose one side. Remember that the idea is not to, like, it's that old saying, you know, no pain, no gain. It's just the opposite of that, right? If there's pain, you back off. And I know it's always different for people who have chronic pain, you know, so listening to your body. Now, if you've been doing one side, you might move to the second side now. And the idea is to start to soften around the pelvis. Now, whenever you start to feel complete with the front of the sits bones, the sides, you're going to come up and you're going to, again, butt stays on the ground. You're going to lean forward and place the tennis balls to the back of the pelvis, and then have your hands in whatever way it feels most supportive. Some of you might come down onto your elbows, and then we're going to move, again, side to side or front to back. And for those of you who are tender in your back, again, paying close attention. You're still breathing. Now, again, some of you are going to want to keep going here. Some of you are going to be ready to come down to the ground, and I want you to safely get yourself onto your back body. So it might mean rolling right back. It might mean coming onto your side, working your way onto your back. And we're going to take those tennis balls and put them at the top of your shoulders. So like mine are kind of sticking out a little bit and a little bit under my body. And you're going to decide at how far down your back you want to work these tennis balls. So if you're really tender, you might keep them just up towards the neck and not move down at all. But remember, as we're going through this, you're going to keep the tennis balls off of your spine, off of the vertebrae, and you're going to stay where there's muscle. And then some of you, you're going to decide, you might stay in one spot, you might continue to move your body back as the tennis balls make their way down your back body. Some of you may want to start to move through your arms a little bit, inhaling the arms up, exhaling them down, or taking them out to the sides like angel arms. You're just exploring and seeing what feels good in your upper back body now. And you're still breathing. Now, again, eventually you might start to feel done with the tennis balls. And we're gonna all take them out so that we can do some other movements here. So having your knees bent, feet about hip width apart, arms down at your side. Inhale is gonna be, you're gonna press down with your head, shoulders, arms, feet, and lift up your hips. Inhale is up, exhale is down. And as you're doing this, you're only coming up, again, as far as it feels good. You're going to try to open up your chest a little bit as you lift the hips, and then settling your back down on the ground. Moving with your breath, no rush. Some of you may want to start to inhale the arms up overhead as you lift the hips, and exhale down. Some of you might keep your arms settled on the ground. Always checking in with your body. Now, next time you exhale and your hips and your arms are down, we're going to bring the knees in towards the body, and your hands are on your legs wherever it's comfortable. And at first, you might just move side to side or in a circular motion with your knees, feeling how the back body feels on the ground as you're doing this. And if you're going in circles, you're going to do a few times in each direction. Now from here, we're going to take the knees so that they're right over the hips. Your lower legs are parallel with the floor. We're going to place the hands on the front of the thighs or at the top of the knees, and you're going to inhale, body down, knees perpendicular. Exhale, take the head and the knees towards one another. Inhale on the ground. Exhale, head and knees towards one another. If it doesn't feel good to lift your head, you can just bring the knees in towards your chest. So again, finding what works in your body, moving as you breathe. And one more time. And so the next time that you inhale, your back's on the ground, we're going to hold on to the right knee and extend the left leg out and let it hover over the ground. And you're going to keep breathing. Now possibly you're going to flex that right foot and take your left hand, reach for that flexed ankle and bring it across your body. So it's like an upside down pigeon prep pose. And you're still breathing. Now we're going to take that left leg and bend it, and you're going to place the thigh on the back of the right ankle. And so now you have this isometric, thigh into ankle, ankle into thigh, and you're using your muscles to press that right knee away from your body. And you're going to keep breathing. And then carefully we're going to place that left foot on the ground and uncross. We're going to bring the left knee in towards the body and stretch your right leg out. And again, letting it hover over the ground. You're just holding the knee towards the chest. And we're gonna flex that left foot and reach over with the right hand and take that lower leg across your body. And you're still breathing. Now, eventually, whenever you're ready, you're gonna bend that right knee and place the thigh on the back of the left ankle, and using your muscles, pressing the left knee away from your body, and you have the isometrics, ankle into thigh, thigh into ankle, still breathing. And when you start to feel complete with this, we're gonna uncross the legs and then straighten them towards the sky. And now, keeping your back body and your head on the ground, we'll have the hands on the legs. We're gonna inhale with the legs perpendicular, and then exhale, let those legs come towards your body. Inhale, perpendicular, or wherever your legs go. Exhale, legs towards the body. So after that next inhale, let's bend the knees, take the feet down to the ground one at a time. We're going to roll over to the side and sit on up. And then we're going to come all the way up to standing. Come on up. And let's find a tennis ball for just a moment. And we're going to roll our feet. So hopefully everybody's a little bit warmed up now. And if you did nothing else over the break, I'm hoping you rolled your feet on tennis balls. No, not even. And trying to get all different parts of your foot, the heel, the arches, the toes. And then switching to the second side, if you haven't done so already. All right. So how's the balance going? I know standing up can just be a chore in itself. All right, so when you finish that second side, we're going to put the tennis ball off to the side so that it's in a safe place. And then standing with your feet about hip width apart. So we've done the arms forward and out to the sides. And now what I want you to do is you're going to inhale one arm forward, one arm back, exhale back to the center, and then alternate sides. And if you want to come up onto your toes, then you're going to add that in. And some of you might even connect your hands overhead. Some of you may stay at shoulder height or any place in the middle. And just noticing your breathing and your balance. Nice. Now, next time you finish the second side, if you like to use blocks while you're lunging, you're going to have your blocks towards the front of your mat. And we're going to come towards the front of your mat. And at first, I just want you to have a slight bend in your knees. You're going to take your hands onto your thighs. Inhale, body up. Exhale, slide down. And then you're going to either inhale halfway up or all the way up, whatever feels good, and exhale in towards your legs. Paying close attention to what's happening in that back body. So the next time you come into your forward bend, you're going to take your hands down to the ground or onto the blocks. We're going to step back with the right foot into a nice deep plunge. And we're going to take a couple of breaths here. And you have that front knee over your ankle. You're noticing how your body's feeling. And then very carefully, whenever you're ready, you're going to straighten out that front leg. You might need to make the blocks a little bit higher. and then bend the knee. So we're just bending and straightening that front leg. But keep your knee over your ankle so you don't put too much pressure on that knee. So if you find your knee coming way over your foot, make your stance a little bit longer. Now next time your knee is bent, we're going to keep the right hand down on the ground and take the left hand up onto your thigh. Gently bring that belly towards your thigh. Nice gentle twist. Some of you may want to extend that left arm up towards the sky. And definitely if the back is hurting right now, you're going to pay close attention to any twists that we do. And twisting may not be an option for you today. So on an exhale, whenever you're ready, you're going to turn back towards the ground. We're going to step that back foot forward and then take your left foot back. And again, take a moment to get yourself in place, knee over the ankle, breathing, feet are hip width apart and maybe a leg's distance apart. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to start to straighten that front leg and bend it, keeping the knee over the ankle. Just moving with your breath. Hello, body. And again, next time that front knee is bent, we're going to keep your left hand down on the ground. Take the right hand onto the thigh, belly towards the inner thigh. If it's appropriate for you today, you might reach that right arm up towards the sky. Long, smooth breaths. And again, with an exhale, we're going to turn back towards the ground. And now all of you in here are going to end up towards the door. What we're going to do is we're going to take the hands down to the ground or onto a block. We're going to pivot the feet so that now you're in a wide angle with your feet parallel. And don't worry about looking at me. You're just going to listen to my words and feel into your body. So your hands are on the floor on a block in the center. We're going to start to bend each knee over the foot with your breath. Just bending one leg at a time and straightening, moving side to side. Now next time you finish your second side, you're going to bend both knees a little bit and take your hands up onto your hips and stand all the way up, making sure you're not feeling too dizzy or anything. Hands are on the outside of the thighs. Inhale, body up, exhale, slide down your leg. Inhale up, slide down the other side. Now you may want to start to slide up the outside elbow. And some of you may take that outside arm and bring it up in line with your ear and maybe even look at that arm. But you're going to go as far as it feels appropriate for you, moving side to side with your breath. Now again, whenever you finish that second side, we're going to pause in the center for a moment, and we're going to place our hands up so that your forearms are kind of resting on your thighs. And we're going to inhale up, and you're going to exhale, slide that forearm down onto your thigh. Inhale back up, and then second side. So you're just bending that one leg, sliding the forearm down, palm is up, breathing as you're moving. Next time you come down the left, I want you to reach possibly that right arm up so that now right foot, right leg straight, arm possibly in line with your body. Long, smooth breaths. Now on an inhale, we're going to slide on up. Exhale, slide down the second side. And again, we're settling in here. Forearm on your thigh, palm up, and possibly reaching that right arm up, left arm up in line with your body and your head. doing what feels appropriate for you. And again, on an inhale, come on up. We're going to step those feet together, and you can turn forward again. And then just for a couple breaths, I want you to inhale, shoulders up, exhale, let them slide down your back. And we're going to do a little bit of balancing here, so if you like to use a chair or a wall or something to hold on to, feel free to make your way there. We're going to take the weight into the left foot and bring your right knee up. And you're just finding your balance. We're going to take that left hand to the outside of the right knee, and then stretch your right arm behind you. And then possibly start to bring your vision towards that back hand. So you're breathing, you're balanced, you're focused. Opposite hand on the knee. So you might flip yourself around, Adrian, so that you can hold on. Other knee.
Oh. There you go.
Yeah.
That worked.
Okay, now head forward, foot down. Relax. One more time, roll through those shoulders. You're going to keep breathing no matter what, right? Again, we're going to take the weight into the right foot, lift up your left knee, find your balance, right? Right hand comes to the outside of that knee. You're going to extend left arm behind you, and then possibly start to bring your vision towards that back hand. Still breathing. And again, whenever you're ready, you're going to bring that head forward, arm down, foot down. This time I want you to walk your feet maybe as wide as your hips. Knees are soft, so a gentle bend and just a little movement side to side. Slow, smooth. All right. And one more time, let's bring our hands onto the thighs. You're going to inhale, body up. Exhale, you're going to come down. Knees can be soft, so your legs can be bent or straight. We're going to take the hands down onto a block or onto the floor. And this time you're going to inhale with the legs straight. Exhale, you're going to bend your ankles, knees, and hips. Bring your butt towards the ground. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And then one of these times when your knees are bent, and some of you might have a little setup to do, we're going to come down into a little squat. So you might have a blanket under your heels, you might have a block under your butt, you could come down into a chair, whatever's most comfortable. We're going to let the chin come towards the chest, and your hands might be at your forehead, wherever it's comfortable, making a little ball with your body, so that you're getting a nice stretch through your back body. Long, smooth breaths. Now, eventually, you're going to come all the way down to the ground and stretch out those legs so that they're in a wide angle, a comfortable wide angle. And if your shoulders aren't over your hips, you might put a little blanket under your hips. We're going to walk the hands towards your straight leg. And if your back is not feeling well today, you're going to work with your legs straight in front of you so that you take out the twist. Okay? So your hands are around your straight leg. We're going to inhale, body up, exhale, come forward. Inhale up, exhale forward. And your hands are on the floor, or your leg, or your foot, wherever it's most comfortable. Inhale is up, exhale down. Now next time you come up, we're going to switch to the second leg. So just taking your hands around that leg or on the leg. Inhale, body up, exhale forward. time. All right. Now, we're going to bring those legs together, and does everybody, so if you're at home and you don't have a bolster, you can use folded towels or blankets or pillows. Sometimes it's nice to have a nice firm cushion off a sofa. So what we're going to do is you're going to have your bolster or your blankets, and we're going to elevate it with a block, maybe 2/3 up the bolster, right? And then you're going to come down onto the ground and have your low back pressing into the bolster. And if there's a gap, you're going to fill it in with a blanket. Now, some of you, I'm going to show you different ways to do this. So you can use blocks, you can use a blanket, you can use a strap. I'm going to use my blanket. And so I take the blanket into a longer open fold, and I'm going to make a roll. And then I'm going to bring my feet together and my knees together and wrap that blanket around my ankles and then open my knees out. Now you could put blocks under your knees. You could use a strap. And then holding on to the bolster so that your back is pressing right into the bolster, there's no space there, you're going to bring your body down. Now if your elbows don't come to the ground, you might put a blanket underneath. So here what we're looking for is a gentle opening in the front of the body, letting your shoulders be heavy, and then your knees are open out to the sides. Now, if you're feeling a stretch in your groin, you might need more support under your knees somehow. And then I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already, and just let your body soften. So hips heavy into the ground, body supported by the bolster or blankets, whatever you're using. Long, smooth breaths. And for this next part, you're going to ask your body. Some of you are going to stay exactly as you are. Also, if there's any discomfort, you're going to adjust your body so that this works for you, right? You're not just making yourself look like the pose is supposed to look. You're making sure that you're comfortable. But if you want to add on, you might inhale, one arm up, and turn your head away from that arm. Exhale, arm down, head back to center, and alternate sides. So your body and your legs are not moving. It's just the arm and the head with your breath. And you can adapt. You can just move the arm, you can just move the head. You cannot move at all. Like, you choose what is most appropriate for you this morning. And then if you're choosing to move, when you feel done, you're just going to settle back in to your position, letting your arms rest. Long, smooth breaths. Now again, I'm going to offer you another movement, and you're going to decide if it's appropriate for you. So again, body staying as it is, and just taking your right knee and bringing it towards the left, and opening it back up, and then left knee towards the right. So you're moving one leg at a time, possibly, and your body and your head and arms are stationary. Inhale, open the legs, exhale, close. Moving with your breath. And again, if you're choosing to move your legs and then you feel like you're done, you're gonna fix your blanket and let your knees rest opened out to the sides. Now within the next breath or two, and you could choose to stay there, that's always an option. We're gonna bring the knees to one side and use your hands to help you lift yourself up off of the bolster. And then you're going to take a comfortable seat. And we're gonna find a block or something like a block. And remember, your legs don't have to be crossed. You're sitting in whatever way is comfortable. We're going to hold that block between our hands, and our arms possibly are in line with our shoulders. And the movement is you're going to try to keep your upper arm stationary. The movement is just taking that block up towards your head and extending it away. So you're trying, like you're pretending that you can't move that upper arm at all, and you're just moving the block and the lower arms towards your head and then straightening. Now, next time your block is straight, and those of you with issues in your back are going to pay attention. We're going to keep our eyes on the block, and you're just going to move side to side. Inhale, center. Exhale, slightly twist, eyes following your hands in the block. And my arm's getting tired, don't know about all of you. When you're feeling done, you're gonna stop in the center and take your block down to the ground. We're gonna make our way onto our belly, and some of you might like to have the bolster under your belly, and I'll show you, and then you decide if you want to have your belly on the floor or on the bolster. But what we're going to do is you're going to come onto your belly or the bolster, and then we're going to do our back exercises. So for some of you, it will feel really nice to have the bolster underneath you or a folded blanket, and some of you will prefer to be on the floor, and you might not know until you try it. So I have my hips on the bolster as well, and my chest. And I'm going to take my hands out to the side. So it's kind of like doing a supported Sphinx pose. And so my knees are on the floor. You could have a blanket over there as well. And what we're going to do, you're going to inhale, and you're going to lift your head and bend your knees. Exhale, head and chest come back down, feet come to the floor. Inhale up. Exhale down. And you're paying attention to any sensation. If there's sensation, you're backing off. We're going to do it one more time, and this time, possibly, you're going to keep your knees bent, feet flexed, chest up, and you're going to take your forearms to the floor and start to pull your lower arms towards your body as you're opening up your chest. You're still breathing. On one of these exhales, you're going to relax your feet and your body down. Some of you are going to press back into a child's pose just by lifting your body up and coming down towards child's pose. And you could even have your forehead on your blankets or bolster. And some of you are going to come off of your bolster and roll onto your back and take your knees towards your chest. It's going to depend how those knees are doing today. Right, so you're finding that place that works for you, getting a nice gentle stretch in your back body. And this is that time in class where you're checking in with your body and you're asking yourself, is there anything that needs some attention that we didn't touch today, right? So you're checking in, what else might your body need? And then possibly, when you're ready, you're going to make your way onto your back body. And I'm going to put a block between my knees. You're going to decide if that sounds good to you. And again, just like earlier, knees are over the hips, my lower legs are parallel with the floor, my arms are out to the sides to help with support. Inhale, knees center. Exhale, I'm going to reach my knees towards the right hand. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, knees towards the left hand. And this can be a teeny tiny movement, or it can be a larger movement. Like some of you might even want to straighten your legs and not have the block there and reach your feet towards your hands. You're making this work for you. Now again, as you start to feel complete with this, after you finish your second side, if you're using the block, you're going to take it out. And we're going to carefully place the feet on the floor. And we're going to walk the feet wide. So your knees are bent, your feet are down on the floor, your knees are pointing up towards the sky. Inhale when the knees are both pointing towards the sky. Exhale, take one knee in towards the center. Inhale, lift it up. Take the second knee towards the center. So you're isolating that one leg. Now, as you start to feel complete with that movement, you're checking in with your body. Does your body need anything else? We're going to make our way into Shavasana from here. And so in Shavasana, we're generally laying on the floor in some way. You could use that bolster under your knees. You could have your legs on the bolster, with the bolster vertical. Take some pressure off of your low back. You're going to find a position that sounds really inviting to you, and then you're going to get yourself into that position. If you need some help, you're going to let me know, right? And as you start to settle into the ground, you're checking in with your body. Is there anything that would help you be a little bit more comfortable here? And softening the eyes and the muscles in the face, your jaw. Letting yourself be completely supported. as you're settling in, we are in a new year and we just had a lovely full moon. It's a great time to check in. And is there anything lingering from last year that you would like to let go of? And notice what, if anything, pops into your head. Notice what that is. And imagine that as you exhale, you're releasing that into the earth, into the air to just dissipate, just go away. As you move to a stiller, quieter place, just letting it all go. Softening the body, softening the mind, softening the breath. Shadaya Sagung Samo Shadaya O Shadaya Sambadante Badante Sagung Sambadante Badante So Somena vadante, vadante, somena, somena saha saha, somena, somena saha, saharatnya, ratnya saha saha, ratnya, ratnyeti, ratnya, om. So, thinking about that moon and releasing and how your body feels, and hopefully you released any tension or pain you might have been feeling. And as your awareness comes back to your body and your breath, noticing how you're feeling and thinking about what might feel really good, what as far as moving your body. Some of you may want to stay down on the ground a little bit longer. Some of you may be ready to start stretching and moving and come to a seated position. And when you do come up, I want you to notice your breath. So breathing in through your nose, maybe into your chest and your belly, maybe doing some ujjayi breathing or some alternate nostril, but a few conscious breaths of your choice. And maybe going off when you leave here out into the day a little bit lighter. And if you want to join me in making some sounds, we're going to inhale those arms up towards the sky and exhale the sound hu to the heart. Inhaling the arms out to the side, palms open, exhaling the sound ah to the heart. And inhaling, scooping all around and up from the earth, the sound om to the heart. So I thank you all for being here in person and online, and I am grateful for all of my teachers, past and present, and acknowledge the lands that I live and work upon. Namaste.